I want you to close your eyes and imagine this. You and your friend are walking around in a mall on a nice Saturday afternoon when suddenly someone collapses. You call 911 right away, but as you wait for help to arrive, the person stops breathing. You look around and no one quite seems to know what to do. In these moments, every second counts. What if you had the knowledge to act or to even save a life before professionals arrived? Emergencies can happen anytime to a friend, a family member, or even a stranger you meet on the street. The difference between life and death could depend on whether you know what to do in an emergency or not. After researching medical authorities like the American Red Cross, American Heart Association, and the World Health Organization, I've learned just how powerful basic first aid knowledge can be and how easily it can be taught to everyone. My solution is simple. Basic first aid should be required for everyone because it not only saves lives, but empowers communities and reduces preventable harm. Today, I'll explain 3 things. First, the lack of first aid knowledge causes unnecessary harm. Second, why so few people are trained. And third, the practical ways we can make first aid education universal. So I want to begin by understanding the seriousness of this problem. Having even one person in an emergency who knows basic first aid can completely change the outcome of that event. According to the American Heart Association, more than 350,000 Americans have cardiac arrest each year outside of a hospital. Immediate CPR can even double or triple a victim's chances of survival. But despite this, less than half of bystanders can actually step in to help before an emergency responder arrives. The World Health Organization estimates that millions of lives could be saved each year if more people had basic first aid training. This lack of unpreparedness means countless victims, whether that be from cardiac arrest, choking, or bleeding out. And they die unnecessarily, even when that help was just standing a few feet away from them. But when people don't know what to do, panic often takes over. But imagine how different things would be if every classroom, office, and public space had someone ready and confident to take on the action. So why, if the benefits are so clear, do so few people have these skills? The sad truth is most people simply don't think it will happen in a situation around them, or they assume that somebody else will know what to do. In a 2020 Red Cross survey, it found that only 18% of Americans have taken a formal first aid class. In contrast, countries like Norway and Germany require a first aid certification before they can graduate high school or even obtain a driver's license. Here in the U.S., we don't have those requirements. People believe that calling 911 is enough, but they don't realize that basic first aid is about bridging that gap, keeping someone alive until professionals arrive for help. Think about it. Most of us here probably carry a cell phone or some kind of device in our pocket, and we would instantly call for help if something went wrong. But would we know what to do if someone suddenly stopped breathing? Or even perform CPR? Fortunately, there's a solution, and it's both simple and achievable. We can make our communities safer by making a basic first aid training a normal part of education, employment, and everyday life. At the individual level, the step is simple. Take a certified first aid or CPR course. Organizations like the American Red Cross and the American Heart Association, or even local hospitals or college campuses, offer affordable, short classes, often under $50, that just take a few hours to complete. Invite your family and friends to take one with you. Learning together not only helps reinforce the skills, but helps build a network of reliable and capable help within your community. On a larger scale, we need to make first aid education a standard expectation, just like physical education, or a health class in high school. Schools could easily integrate a short first aid certification course as a graduation requirement. Workplaces should hold annual first aid refreshers as a part of a safety program. And governments could fund training or require certification for driver's license, just as countries such as Germany and Norway do. When societies make first aid training a norm, the results are dramatic. The International Federation of Red Cross reports that countries with mandatory training have far higher rates of bystander CPR and far lower fatality rates in emergencies. So here's a simple action step. After this presentation, I want you to visit www.redcross.org and sign up for a local adult and pediatric first aid and CPR course. It will cost you less than a tank of gas and only a few hours to complete, and it could one day make you the reason that someone survives. When we make first aid a shared social responsibility, we stop being helpless bystanders and start becoming lifesavers. Today, we've explored 3 key ideas: the dangers of widespread first aid ignorance, the reason why so many people remain untrained, and ways that we can change this both through personal action and public policy. If we required everyone to learn basic first aid at school, at work, and everyday life, we could save countless amounts of lives, strengthen our communities, and prevent needless suffering of our individuals in our community. Emergencies don't wait for professionals to arrive. So why should we wait to learn how to save a life? The next time you see a Red Cross or a CPR training event, or even an event on your campus, don't scroll or walk past it. Sign up. It might just be the most powerful, life-saving skill you will ever learn.